If you're feeling confused about what foods to eat for energy and how you can make healthier choices, then this video is for you. Hi beautiful souls, it's Kerri-Anne here, Naturopath and Spiritual Healer. And today I'm talking about one of the simplest ways to increase your energy, and that is through your food choices. It's not about dieting, it's not about restricting food, it's about understanding how food affects your hormones, your blood sugar and your energy, so that then you can create the healthy food choices that suit you. So firstly, let's have a look at some different foods that drain your energy. And the first one we're going to look at is coffee on an empty stomach. So when we're having coffee on an empty stomach, firstly, it's affecting our gut microbiome and our gut lining. But more importantly, it's increasing our cortisol quickly and creating that quick energy boost that we need, but then we're going to crash later on. It's going to affect our adrenal function as well. So it's always important to have something in your stomach, preferably a protein, before you have your morning coffee. Secondly, ultra processed foods. So any processed packaged foods, takeaway foods, foods that are deep fried, they can all cause inflammation, which affects your energy metabolism, your brain function, your hormones, your immune system, your gut health. Basically, every system in your body is affected by inflammation, and these ultra processed foods drive that inflammation. So sugary breakfasts. So sugar, like caffeine, increases our blood glucose spikes and crashes, and it increases cortisol. So cortisol and blood sugar are closely related with each other, and so they work in synergy. So if we're eating a high sugar meal, we're getting that quick release of blood sugar into our bloodstream, and that's increasing our cortisol. And then once that's gone and used quite quickly, it drains our energy and we're starting to crash again. So when kids eat sugary lollies or drink high sugar processed juices, they can become hyperactive and very hard to manage, and then later on they'll become grumpy and irritable for seemingly no reason, and that reason is that blood sugar spike and crash, and that's what happens with us as adults as well. Now, alcohol increases your cortisol, but it also interrupts your sleep patterns. So high cortisol, if you're drinking alcohol in the evening to relax, you're actually increasing your cortisol, which is affecting your sleep hormone melatonin. But it also interrupts your sleep patterns, so you're not going into that deep restorative sleep. Your body's just going off to that light sleep, then waking, and then light sleep again. And so you're waking up feeling terrible because your body hasn't had a chance to rest and restore itself. Not enough protein. So protein helps to keep our energy sustainable. So it releases our blood sugar and supports our energy production in a slower, more steady released state than high sugar or processed food. So if we're eating enough protein, our blood sugar and our energy is being produced more slowly and more evenly for a longer period of time. So if we're having protein for breakfast, that's going to take us through to morning tea, through to lunch, afternoon tea, dinner. We're having protein at each of those periods of time, then our energy production is going to be slow and steady throughout the day, and we're going to avoid those crashes, particularly those mid-afternoon slumps. And skipping meals. So like I just said with the protein, if we're not eating at regular times, our blood sugar is crashing, and so we're not having that really beautiful energy production that we need. But if we're skipping meals, we're also reducing our nutrient intake levels. So we need those nutrients for our cells to function optimally, and if our cells aren't functioning optimally, then that's when we are going to have lower energy as well. So foods that boost your energy, just going to go through a few of them here. Firstly, I've got eggs. Now, eggs have choline in them, and choline works in a few different ways in the body, but basically it supports energy production at that cellular level and increases our energy by breaking down fat cells to use as energy. It's also great for muscle production and liver health, and eggs have protein as well. So a beautiful breakfast or a lunch meal as well. Oats. So oats have fiber and slow release carbs. So carbs are sugar. They're a glucose. So if we're eating the oats, we've got that beautiful fiber to slow down the breakdown of that carbs, releasing those sugars slowly for sustained energy rather than that big energy spike and then the inevitable crash. So berries are full of antioxidants, particularly the beautiful purple ones. And these antioxidants reduce oxidative stress, which occurs when our body produces free radicals, which are unstable molecules, during our metabolism process. Now, these free radicals cause this oxidative stress, which damages our cells and their energy production. So if we're eating some beautiful berries and antioxidants, then we're reducing that oxidative stress and free radicals. Leafy greens are full of magnesium, and you would have heard of magnesium because it's one of the popular nutrients at the moment. But magnesium is a cofactor in energy production. So our cells need that magnesium to complete that energy production cycle. And protein at every meal, which we've spoken about. So providing that slow, steady release of energy and supporting muscle production. And then we have omega-3 rich foods, which have our healthy fats. And these help to reduce inflammation, which inflammation leads to that oxidative stress, again affecting our energy production. So thinking of foods like fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel and sardines, avocados, chia seeds and walnuts are also a great source of omega-3. And slow carbs like sweet potatoes, which again produce that slow, sustained energy release that we want throughout the day. Now, the number one rule for energy is having that balanced plate, that balanced meal. So each meal is containing some protein, some healthy fats, and some fiber-rich carbs, so some beautiful vegetables along with our meals as well. And this is going to support that slow, steady release of energy. Now, during perimenopause and our midlife years, we need to make sure that we're supporting our blood sugar regulation, our nervous system, more than we would at any other time. And so it's very important that we're eating breakfast within an hour of waking and having that beautiful balanced plate, or making sure that you're having a protein for breakfast to help with that beautiful start to the day and not having that caffeine before you're eating. So reducing stimulants. So even trying to cut back on caffeine. If you're having energy drinks, getting rid of them and swapping them out for some hydrating water, even if it's mineral water or soda water or coconut water, just something to help you reducing those stimulants that are going to increase your cortisol and affect that blood sugar regulation. Making sure you eat enough. Now, this is really important because during this time we can gain weight. So we might try to cut back on some of our foods so that we're not putting that excess weight on. But this is another one of those situations where we're reducing our nutrients, we're messing around with our blood sugar regulation because we haven't got enough food, and then we're going to be experiencing those energy dips, that unrestorative sleep, waking feeling tired. So it's really important to make sure that you are eating enough throughout the day. And if you're not sure, then this is where it is the time for you to go and see a naturopath to have a look at your nutritional needs and your nutritional intake so that we can support you in making making sure that you are getting the right foods and you are getting enough food, because I've seen it in my own clinic where women are coming to me, I've got no energy, I keep putting on weight, and one of their issues is they're not eating enough throughout the day. And avoiding fasting windows if burnt out. And this is really important because, fasting, the research behind fasting shows how beneficial it can be, but this is based on healthy people, healthy, fit people. If you've got adrenal fatigue or burnout, or you're fully exhausted and you're starving your body, you're putting extra stress and pressure on your body, and it's not going to react in the same way as a healthy, fit person will who is fasting. So it's really important that at this time you're nurturing and nourishing your body rather than fasting to try and lose weight or improve your energy, because that's not going to work if you're already burnt out. Now, if you want to rebuild your energy from the ground up, my fatigue and burnout reset program gives you a full roadmap to that. It's full one-on-one support with me, and I will guide you through what your body is asking for and what your body is missing and what your body is craving for, and we will create a treatment plan that suits you. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you and bye. You can follow me over at www.earthgoddesshealing.com.au, where you can sign up to join my email community.